Big asshole.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the 5th installment of our DIY van conversion series, where we're taking this 2022 144 4x4 Sprinter and converting it into an off-grid camper van. If you are new here and are curious how we got to this point, then go ahead and click right here so you can see the first 4 episodes where we cover everything from the initial planning to installing our electrical system. In today's episode, we are going to be cutting some huge holes in this brand new, and I mean there's only like 35 miles on this van, kind of brand new, so that we can install our CR Lawrence T-vent windows. The first thing that we needed to do to kick off this project was to drill pilot holes all the way around so that our jigsaw blade had a way to access the metal. Now I went ahead and traced the entire area where the window was going to be sitting inside of, so that it was easy for us to see where we were going to be cutting when on the outside of the van. After that, it was time to go ahead and tape off around all of those circles just to give us a template to work off of. This also made sure that the shoe of the jigsaw wasn't going to damage or scratch the paint along the outside of the vehicle. Once everything was taped off, it was time for us to go ahead and start the cutting. Once we got towards the end of the cut, it was helpful to have an extra set of hands. In this situation, it was actually me, to hold onto the sheet to help finish out the cut and make sure that the sheet itself didn't fall somewhere that you didn't want it to. After we cut out the piece, we went ahead and tried to test fit the window so that we could see where we needed to clean up the edges at to make a proper fit. We went ahead and used an angle grinder to knock out the high spots we identified, and also to make sure that there were no sharp edges that would cause issues in the future. Once we knew the window was going to fit, we went ahead and painted all the edges using Rust-Oleum paint to ensure we wouldn't have rust problems down the road. No pun intended. We then placed the window in along with the trim ring and used the 4 corner screws to go ahead and begin securing our window to the frame. Now we didn't take these screws in very far, as we were just using them to hold the window so that we could go ahead and use a process to ensure that every screw was getting the same amount of pressure as the other ones. This allowed us to make sure that the built-in weather stripping was going to create the best possible seal and keep out those nasty elements. To do this, we went ahead and used the impact driver to set all the screws in place. But the trick was, we only tightened them up to a certain point and then later fell back with a screwdriver and hand tightened everything to make sure that everything was at the same torque. Once the window was in, it was time to do the other side. Well, I originally was going to end the video right here, but because I missed last week's video, I'm going to go ahead and clump this week's video in with last week's video, so you're going to get a 2-for-1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install our Van Speed capsules. Now, I know if you watched the original video where we planned this build, I was going to be installing flare space flares. Now, I did order flare space flares, however, I have been waiting for those things for almost 3 months now. And we have kind of a deadline to get this van build done. So with the power of digital marketing, Van Speed successfully targeted me with their ads, and I had their capsule system by the end of that week. And let me tell you, I am very impressed with this product. It was very simple to install, and I think they look really, really good. And I'm actually liking the windows that they came with. Another change that you might have noticed is we are actually painting these capsules ourselves. The product that we are using is a Rust-Oleum truck bed liner, and I think it looks really, really good. We're actually going to be using this bed liner in a few other areas on the exterior parts of the van, and I believe it's going to give a really nice pop to the overall look. The painting of it was actually pretty simple, especially with a nice spray painter. We did 2 different coats of it and then set them off to the side to dry while we cut the holes out of the van. Now, cutting the holes was a very similar process to the windows, so go ahead and watch this montage just to refresh yourself if you forgot from 2 minutes ago. boom, we had our capsules installed, and let me tell you, this build is really starting to come together, or to quote the A-Team, I love when a plan comes together. That's all I have for you this week. So what we're going to do next week is we're going to be installing our 2 max air fans, as well as our diesel heater and our undercarriage water tank. I got a lot for you guys because this thing is getting close to wrapping up, and I cannot wait to show you guys the finished product here in a little bit. If you guys liked the video though, please consider hitting the subscribe button, as well as the bell icon to be notified of when I post the next video. And also please consider hitting that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the content. But that's all I have for you guys this week, so I'll see you guys next week. And I actually will see you next week. I promise I won't miss another week. Peace out.